So it's been about 13 weeks since we planted our potatoes in the buckets, and about 10 since they started growing above the soil. They're not finished their growth cycle, but after 10 weeks let's see how we've done for a harvest. So let's start with the potatoes grown in the poly bag. As you can see, the growth of potatoes has been dying back, so if we just snap this off, then we're just left with a bag of soil, hopefully potatoes. Let's flip it upside down and see what we've got. Oh! There we go, already you can start seeing a few potatoes have dropped out. That's fantastic. At least we've known we've grown a few. Let's just put them to one side. Oh, there's no... Yep. So let's start peeling away the base layer. This is the bottom layer where we left for the potatoes to get access to food and moisture at the base. We didn't plant all the way down, we planted halfway into the bag. So we can see the potatoes roughly started above halfway. So we've got some tiny ones. It's worth remembering that these potatoes were harvested 1 or 2 weeks early, just because this is the last video, so we wanted to make sure you could see what had managed to grow in them. Already we can see a few sizable potatoes here. Just a quick reminder for those who may have missed the first video, each container we planted in was 30 to 40 litres, so that meant that we can grow 2 potatoes in each, because each potato roughly requires at least 20 litres of compost or soil to grow in. So we put in 2 per potato bucket and container. Just thinking about organising the potatoes into size, just to show you the different ones we managed to find. So you can see in this picture there's 33 potatoes. There was another 2 hidden in the earth, but that's really good. From 2 potatoes we've got 35 potatoes. That's amazing. So now I'm just going to clear up this mud and move on to the next pot. So now we've got the bucket. Now this is only a 30 litre tub, so there's less compost. I'm expecting less potato growth inside this. So let's rip off that dead upper growth. Again, these are harvested probably 2 weeks before they need to be. Turn it upside down and see what we can see. Wow, those roots really did form the container. Oh, there's one off the side. These potatoes are already looking like they're taking up different shapes. Oh, it's starting to peel into there, so now we can see that the potatoes are mostly formed in this bottom 2/3. Quite surprised here actually that we're getting quite a few potatoes off this bucket. I didn't expect so many. You can see some nice shapes and sizes on them. So what I just pulled off there is the stem branch that comes out in which potatoes form along in a line. That's just showing you that they're still ready and they were still forming, but we just harvested it sooner rather than later, just so you guys can see how many we've managed to harvest. If we had left it another week or 2, then these smaller potatoes would be slightly larger. I don't believe the bigger potatoes would have grown any more. So there's 1 or 2 potatoes in the dirt, but that's 28 to 30 potatoes here. If we add it to the other potatoes, that's around 65 potatoes we managed to grow. So from just 4 potatoes of about 260 grams, we have managed to harvest over 3.4 kilos of potatoes. That's a great return on investment. Let's give them a wash inside and see how they look. So here's the potatoes all washed. If you look closely you can notice there's a little bit of scab and a little bit of cracking on there. That shows you that we didn't keep on top of the watering on some of those really hot spring days that we were having. But you can see what else we managed to harvest today, and that's going to make for some lovely dinner tonight.